This is Andrew bringing you another Keyforge deck reveal and review, and this time I'm going to be showing you the Alt Art Axiom of Graft deck that I got from my local store's leaderboard. I explained this already in the video I did of the Hawk leaderboard deck that I opened, which by the way is this normal Axiom is from Tripicus of Giantgopolis. So that one had an alternate art Hawk. This one will have an alternate art Axiom of Graft in it. At least one. If it has multiples, then they'll all be alt art. And the way this works, if you are looking to get one of these, is that you show up at chainbound and possibly weekly sealed events at your local store that has purchased a leaderboard kit, and each time that you show up, you are earning amber shards, and those amber shards are tracked across the month on a store leaderboard, and at the end of the month, the 4 players with the most amber shards earned that month at that store in those events gets an alt art deck. If they're doing extra events like store champs or prime champs, anything like that, or if they're just doing extra kit type events, then those wouldn't qualify. Although I think a lot of stores are probably going to roll their mats and stuff like that they give out into those events, into the leaderboard events. Anyway, yeah, so that's how you do it. And I was lucky enough to get on the top 4 for December for my store and got this deck that's going to have at least one Axiom. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this in the other video. When you get these, they come in a box and they aren't in normal packaging. So 3 out of 4 of the top 4 for both months were there last night at the store, which is the first time they really had them available. And we voted amongst the 4 of us that we should just assign randomly. So, we could have done something where we look at the decks and decide who gets what. I don't think it'd be terrible to have some sort of like player order based choice, but I like the random distribution. We were all very happy with that. So, well, all 3 of us that were there, and the anonymous person who wasn't there gets to have the leftover ones. But they're just as likely to get the best as the worst. So I think it's pretty fair. Anyway, yeah. So, but you could look if you wanted. The store could look if they wanted. And anyway, we just got what we got. So mine is Brobnar, Saurian, and Logos. I love Brobnar and Saurian together. I already looked, and this doesn't have a pile of skulls or anything like that. So, oh well. But I do think Brobnar Saurian can be pretty interesting. And this is Eloquent Goliath Philippa. And for these, because I've already kind of looked at them, I am doing the Jean-Claude method of holding them. So here I have Crassosaurus, and I'm going to go through them kind of quick. Crassosaurus is interesting in a pinch. I have mixed feelings about it. It's real good if you can exhume it on demand in Dees and have multiple times where you could possibly put it out. Paraguardians are cool. Yeah. Good potential for warding and protecting stuff there. Draco Praco. Good for controlling your opponent's board a little bit. Tricerian Legionary. Good taunt and ward. 2 golden spirals. It's really hard to complain about having 2 golden spirals, because that means you can drop a creature and use it twice on the same turn, which is real good. You can imagine with a Senator Shrix, that's like extra good, right? You can get so many exalts, and if you have it behind a Tricerian Legionary with Paraguardian warding it, like that's just fantastic. Imperium, get some wards on stuff. Chant of Hubris, maybe you exalt your Paraguardian and you want to move the token over to the Shrix. I mean, that's a great setup. Then we have Brooded on Auxiliary, more taunt, that's good. And here is our alt art Axiom of Graft. So let me hold up the normal one on the left and the alt art one over here. The altar one definitely, it looks very similar in what they're doing, right? Like on the left, he looks like maybe he's protecting against something or saying onward, I guess. But on the right, wow, they're really owning the defense there. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's that. Then on to logos. We have Scientifical Hack. That's an interesting one. So it's an artifact with the bonus amber, and it's an equation, and it has Omni. You sacrifice it, and for the remainder of the turn, you may use friendly artifacts as if they belong to the active house. That means you can use your golden spirals on a non-Saurian turn, for example. That could be pretty cool, actually. Interdimensional Graft. Yeah, solid. It's been around. Wormhole Technician. I love Wormhole Technician. I love Wild Wormholes. We have 2 of those here. That's fantastic. Twin Bolt Emission is really good for taking care of those 2-power, elusive, really strong powered cards, creatures. In addition to taking out the little creatures, Twin Bolt Emission is also really good for popping wards. Thorium Plasmate, also good for taking out little creatures and wards. Sometimes bigger creatures too, right? Because you can deal potentially up to 4 with it. Sanitation Engineer, Information Exchange, good steal, hate, and steal. Hologramophone, Babbling Bibliophile, 2 of those. That's interesting. And I didn't think about this before, but you drop the Babbling Bibliophile and Golden Spiral it. That could be pretty good. Maybe. I'm talking about with the Scientifical Hack, but potentially you can Scientifical Hack and then Golden Spiral your Babbling Bibliophile twice on the turn you put it out. Of course, it's very susceptible to your opponent killing it and taking that amber back, but drawing 4 cards is pretty good, I think. Okay, next up we have Chieftain's Brew. That means we're definitely going to get a Mega Ganger Chieftain. Cool stuff. There's that Mega Ganger Chieftain. Whoopoo. Mugwump, interesting. This is a cool one. So this has been in every set, I think. But no, it wasn't in AOA because I remember people were talking about, wow, if you could Into the Fray your Mugwump, that'd just be crazy. Or no, maybe it was, and it couldn't show up in the same deck with Into the Fray. I think that was it. So yeah, anyway, Mugwump is 6-power giant, and after an enemy creature is destroyed fighting it, you fully heal it and give it a +1 power counter. Slimy Jark, interesting little guy. Flame Wake Shaman, Shorty, Groke. I really like Groke as a target for the brew because then you get more. Maybe you get like 2 kill and amber out of it. Calfine, Berserker Slam is one of the best cards in Brobnar. Calfine's real good too. And then Barn Raising. And you know what? Honestly, we have enough Brobnar creatures. Barn Raising could trigger. This is solid board control. And the funny thing is, we didn't get crazy board control in Saurian. We got some, but not crazy. But I feel like the Brobnar actually does balance it out. Then we have Volcano. That could be. I probably don't want to be in a position where I have to use it. And then Alaka. The logos here has potential to just really accelerate your game. Wow, you're going to be going fast. You can do potentially use both Golden Spirals and the Hologramophone on a Brobnar turn or something. Axiom is I think pretty good here. So you have interesting classic combo Saurian, and then pretty punchy Brobnar. So this deck wants to control the board, and if it does, it's going to do great. We have a last resort thing here with the Crassosaurus. Lots of ways to burn through our deck, so we probably have it when we need it. Wow, the Logos is just wimpy stuff, but you get one use out of Wormhole Technician or the Babbling Bibliophiles, and you're pretty happy. So yeah, interesting stuff. I'm excited to try it out. That was Eloquent Goliath Philippa. And thanks, I hope you enjoyed it and that you'll get out and forge some keys.